Good morning. We're having a blizzard here in Maine, so I thought, well, let's do some baking. So I'm going to be making the cloud bread recipe, and this was given to me by a YouTube watcher, so I thought I would try it. So let me read you the ingredients. You need 3 eggs separated, 3 tablespoons of cream cheese at room temperature, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now optional, if you want to use honey or some other natural sweetener, and then you can use your spices on top of your choice, like salt, garlic powder, rosemary, or whatever you want to use. Okay, so the instructions on this is to preheat your oven to 300, which I've got mine preheating now. Separate the eggs. They must be no yolks in the white. In one bowl, mix together the egg yolks, the cream cheese, the honey optional. In the second bowl, you want to add your baking powder to your whites. Beat the whites with a hand mixer or a high speed until they're nice and fluffy peaks. That is very important. You need to have high fluffy peaks and very stiff. Slowly fold the egg yolk mixture into the egg white mix carefully. You do not want to break down the fluffiness of the egg whites too much. Do the following as quickly as possible or the mixture may start melting. Spoon the mixture into 10 to 12 even rounds onto a lightly greased baking sheet or parchment paper, and at that point, that's where you want to sprinkle in your spices, the rosemary or whatever, to your likings. Okay, so let's get going. I already have the egg yolks here separated. I have the 3 tablespoons of cream cheese, and I have the egg whites, and I have the 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder already in here. I'm using my KitchenAid, and I'm going to use the whisk on this. As you well know, I've had a lot of problems with this KitchenAid, so every time I start it, I'm like, oh, thank you Jesus for getting it started. So anyways, let's get started. You need to put your baking powder and your egg whites together, and you want to beat those until they're really stiff. Now, it says about 5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, I'm going to stop this because you don't want to hear this beating around, and I will get back to you and show you what it looks like and our next step. Okay, I'm back. So you want your egg yolk, your egg whites, your egg whites and your baking powder to look like that. That's nice and hard right there. And what I did is I took the egg yolks here, and they are all mixed up good with the cream cheese, nice and creamy. Okay, so our next step is, it says once that's done and it's formed peaks, you slowly fold in the egg yolk mixture into the whites and mix carefully. You do not want to break down the fluffiness of the egg whites too much. So let me get the egg whites off the beater here, just like that. Now, I want to move my mixer back. Sorry, issues with everything with this mixer. Okay, we're going to put this in now. And we're going to fold it in very slowly like it says, because you don't want to break that down. Excuse me, Pumpkin's got to come in. Sorry about that. Blizzard here and a dog had to go out. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this in now. Just like this. Ray happens to be home today, so he's tending to Pumpkin while I'm doing this video. Yeah, what do you tell a dog when there's a blizzard? You can't go out? Well, she's got to go out and do her duty. Okay, so there you have it. And we're just going to fold this in very gently, just like this. You don't want to break anything down. Just going to fold it just like that. Slowly fold the egg yolk mixture in. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. And you gotta kind of quickly do it because you don't want that to start breaking down and melting. That's what they said. So it doesn't say mix, it says fold. So that's all folded in right there. Just like that. We don't want to break anything down. It's been folded into the mixture. Now, I'm going to reach for my cookie sheet and I have parchment paper on the cookie sheet. Let me move that all over, just like that. Let me get my cookie sheet here. And it says it's going to make 10 or 12 rounds. So what I've decided to try is using this. Maybe too big, but we'll see. I'm going to try to do 6 on each sheet. There's 2. Maybe there's a little too big. I think gonna be a little bit too big, but let me see here. I don't know what to do. My first time making them, but they sure did look good, and I need to substitute something for bread. I think what we'll do is take some of this off. Don't want to play with it too much here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put 4 on a cookie sheet. Try to make them kind of round because they're going to be used for bread. Just like that. Let's pick this up and slide this down just a little bit. I don't want to play with it too much. That's the thing. You don't want to play with this. And I feel like I'm playing too much with it. Okay, I will bring you back when I get the next 4 in and everything's out. So don't go too far. I won't. Okay, folks, I just took these out because I wanted to show you. See, they're golden. I just put the other cookie sheet in. Now what I have to do after the other one is cooked, actually I need to time that right now, is we need to put this back in the oven at 500 and we have to put it on broil for 1 minute and you have to watch it. You want it nice golden brown. Another thing I found out, when I was putting it on the tray, after you get the mixture on, you need to pat it down. I got thinking about it. It doesn't say in the instructions, but you need to pat that down. And that's where you're gonna get the 10 or 12. Now I think this size is perfect because you can put a hamburger in between 2. You can make a sandwich in between 2. Now what I did is I topped mine off with the spices. Right here, rosemary 2017. I grew this rosemary myself and I dried it in the dehydrator. So that's what mine is topped with. I have the second tray, like I said, in the oven now. And once the 18 to 20 minutes is up, this will go back in to the broil for 1 minute and it'll get really darker on top. But right now, let me get a little knife here. See my knife? You can lift these up. They're really, really nice. Probably if I sprayed it, oh no, it's gonna lift up good. I don't wanna lift it too much because I wanna get the nice brown on top. But see how golden that is? If I can lift this up a little closer maybe. I want you to see how golden they are. They actually came out beautiful. I'm really proud of myself. This is the first time I made them, and I have a soup going, and Ray just said to me, boy, your soup smells good, and I said, it does? He goes, wait a minute, what do you have in the oven? I said, I have that cloud bread with rosemary. He goes, that's what I smell. So anyways, I gotta pay attention to the time. I will bring you back. I'm going outside right now and I'm going to video the blizzard a little bit live. Okay, Catch you in a little bit. Bye. Hi, here's the end result. They came out really good. Look at this. They got the puffiness, they got the brown tops. Really, really nice. The other tray that came out was a little darker, a little burnt. That was my fault. I was tending to the animals. They wanted to go back out in the snow. But this is an easy recipe, and it's great. And the good thing about it, it's good if anybody is on a low-carb diet or has sugar problems. And the recipe was from Big Apple Mama. And it was shared by a follower that's on my YouTube channel. And I thank her for passing this on to me. Also, I'd like to say that you can store this on the countertop for 3 days, refrigerate for 7 days, and also it says you can freeze them. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find me on Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. Like I always say, you never know what's on my videos. God bless.